Hi, this is Mariah Gullo from The Hollywood Reporter, and I'm in studio today with Emma Kenney.
Hi.
Hi, Emma.
Hello.
We are here to talk about Roseanne.
Yay!
Are you so excited?
Literally the most. You read my mind. I'm so excited to have been able to join this iconic 90s family and to be working with the class acts that have graced the covers of Hollywood Reporter before. Just working with that level of talent is just a true blessing and an amazing experience.
Yeah. Now you are on 8 seasons of Shameless.
Mm-hmm.
So you are a member of 2 very specific families, the Gallagher family and the Connor family.
Mm-hmm.
Now I would like to, I really want to talk about Roseanne, but before I want to give you a test.
Okay.
Okay? This is, yeah.
Ooh.
I want to see how well you know your families.
Okay.
So the answer is either Gallagher family or Connor family.
Okay, I think I will know this.
Okay.
Ish.
All right.
Let's see.
Question 1. Okay, here we go. Household run by a charismatic matriarch.
The Connor family.
Household run by a charismatic older sister.
The Gallaghers.
Patriarch pees in the backyard.
Patriarch, the Connor family.
Patriarch pees, vomits, bleeds, and overdoses in the backyard.
The Gallaghers.
Splits their medication to make ends meet.
The Connor family.
Splits 7 pounds of meth as a family inheritance.
The Gallaghers.
Youngest male family member likes to wear women's clothing.
The Connor family.
Youngest male family member accidentally overdosed on cocaine, leading to possible brain damage.
The Gallagher family. That was a really sad episode.
At least one family member voted for Trump.
The Connor family.
At least one family member used ICE to have her wife arrested and deported, thus getting back control of her husband's bar.
I wonder. The Gallaghers.
Sells possible stolen clothing on Etsy.
The Connor family. Me, Harris Connor.
Sells definitely stolen baby strollers on Craigslist and accidentally kidnaps a baby.
The Gallaghers. Debbie Gallagher.
Has an ex-cop who thinks she's a life coach.
An ex-cop who... Oh, duh. The Connor family.
Has an ex-paramedic who thinks he's gay Jesus.
The Gallaghers.
Comes together as a family to have dinner.
The Connors.
Comes together as a family to dig up their dead mom's body.
The Gallaghers.
I think you know these families very well.
I think so too. Family bonding.
Okay, so what's it like to act in front of a live studio audience?
You know, this is my first time having any experience in front of a live studio audience, in front of a stage, and having an audience. It was very exhilarating and nerve-wracking because I thought I had stage fright going up to it, and I was very nervous before, and you know, the entire cast were kind of telling me that, you know, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna work off of the audience, you're gonna feed off of the audience, it's all gonna be fine. And I went out there. I think I stuttered my first time I went out on the first episode, but you know, it was a great experience. I like it now.
And yeah, you're getting used to it?
Yes, I definitely got the hang of it after episode 2, episode 1 even, you know. I just was very nervous before because there was like 400 people staring at you. And in this most recent episode of Roseanne, I had a shower scene, so there was like 400 people staring at me in the shower. I'm like, this is so great. Wow. Very scandalous for ABC.
You have some really good physical comedy with Roseanne.
I do.
Yeah, you get scrappy with her.
Yeah, that was the most fun scene maybe I've ever filmed. One of the most fun scenes. Other than digging up our dead mother on Shameless. That was actually a really great shoot. But, yeah, no, Roseanne and we go at it in this past episode, and I mean, Harris deserves it. She's being a bratty teenager.
Yeah, and you know, you have some experience in that.
I have some experience playing a bratty teenager, but they all have their morals, and they all have their reasons in their mind that they're being a bratty teenager, if that makes sense.
So you find motivation behind.
100%. I don't think, I don't want to play a character. I don't ever describe a character as bratty, or I mean, I just did, but it's not. That's not who she is. It's not who Debbie or Harris is. Harris is frustrated. She is living. All of a sudden, she moves from Chicago, living you know, her life with her friends and her mom and her brother, and she has to live with her grandparents in the middle of Lanford, Illinois, the middle of the suburbs, and her family. She doesn't want that. She's lashing out. She's trying to, you know, raise money on Etsy so she can move back to Chicago and live her life the way a 16-year-old thinks she can on her own.
Right. Oh, so do you think there are going to be some interesting plot lines regarding that?
Yes.
I feel like there's a lot of opportunities. There's the opportunity to run away. There's many opportunities to rebel against the situation
writers,
you're in.
Don't make Harris run away.
Yeah, right. You might be gone for a few episodes.
Yeah, I'm like, please no.
Okay, so something else then.
I think that by the end of the season, though, we will definitely see Harris at much more of a spot in her life where she's feeling more content and happy living with the Connor family and taking her family values.
Mm-hmm. Do you get any advice from Roseanne or from John Goodman about?
Yeah, I get a lot of advice just from the cast in general. But I observe, I watch them, and that's kind of how I found I've learned the most because they all just have the best work ethic and are just such class acts. Like I remember one day before a live taping, we all kind of had the flu towards the end of the season, and we all were giving it to each other, and I saw John, he was backstage throwing up, he was sick, and I gave him a water bottle. I was like, hey John, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm good, kid. He drank the water, a minute later went out on stage.
Wow.
Killed it.
Wow.
That's how you do it. Like, that's what I look up to.
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys talk about the political controversy surrounding the show?
No, it's a work environment. I think politics are taboo, especially in a work environment. And it's not, the show has so much more to do with everything than politics, like the media's kind of talked a lot about it and made it seem like it's a very political show, but the show is all about a family and, family differences and how they bond together at the end of the day and end up having a nice family meal, and maybe it's not so nice, maybe they're screaming at each other, but it's all in normal family fun.
Right. Is there anything you can tease out about the rest of the season? I know that you can't really reveal any plot points, but do you want us to be paying attention to anything?
I think the rest of the season, something that I want just viewers to, know is coming out there is we talk so much more about things going on in current day other than, politics, as we were just saying. Like, there's a whole lot of different storylines that are going on other than politics.
And do you feel comfortable in, you've already done Shameless for so many seasons, so I feel like you feel comfortable in the environment of a show that can be controversial.
I do. I wouldn't even use the word controversial as a comfort zone for me. I would more say I like to be able to create art that more people can relate to. Because not everybody can relate to upper class living, Gossip Girl lifestyle, not like, a very small percentage of the people in the U.S. and the world can relate to that. So I love that we're making art. I love when people come up to me in the street and tell me that they can relate to Debbie or they can relate to the Gallaghers or the Connor family or they have an alcoholic father, and watching Shameless or watching, Roseanne or anything gives them some peace at the end of the day. Like, I love that. It's just creating art. Like, Shameless is considered in the Emmy categories as a comedy, and I've never considered it to be. I've always considered it to be more of a drama or a dramedy, and because I don't want people to think that we're poking fun at the lifestyles of the Gallaghers or people living in the South Side, because that's not the case at all.
Right.
If anything, we're bringing beauty and life to it, I think.
Yeah, very well put. Can you name 3 people that you look up to career-wise?
Ooh, there's so many. I look up to Meryl Streep. I know that's everybody looks up to Meryl Streep, but how can you not? She's Meryl Streep. I really look up to Drew Barrymore. She made it from child actress. She went through her struggles in her young days, but now she's killing it, and she's an adult actress. Who else? There's so many. I really look up to Emmy as well. Emmy Rossum. She was a child actress. I've grown up with her pretty much. She's a Virgo like I am, so we have a lot in common. And I've gone to ask her so many questions, so many personal questions, and we have a lot in common. And I really look up to her work ethic, her poise, the way she carries herself on set.
What was it like to be directed by her?
Amazing. She knew exactly what she wanted. She's a Virgo. She has a type A personality, as do I. It was very interesting because Emmy, the way she plotted out scenes was with little Lego pieces. So it was like little Lego characters, and it was funny. My character had a red Lego hair. Like, it was very funny on the Gallagher house on a Lego board. So it was very cute, and Emmy knew just because she knows all the cast so well and she knows all the crew so well, so she knows exactly how to talk to everybody to get what she wants out of their performance. Exactly what to talk about. And if there's an emotional scene and maybe somebody's not able to connect at that very moment, or they're just having a difficult day, she's like, Emma or whoever, do you remember this that happened in your life? Channel that. She's always given great advice since day one.
Would you be interested in directing someday?
Oh, 100%. You know, when I was younger, before Shameless, actually, I started, I've always been very into writing and directing and casting, just the film industry in general. So when I was 9, I wrote and directed a bunch of short films, actually, but a few of them they made it into like little film festivals, like the New Jersey International Film Festival. And I wrote those when I was like 9 and 10, but I really want to get more into that. I've actually been writing a script right now, and I want to end up directing and writing.
Would you ever want to direct on a television show that you're on, or would you prefer to do something like an indie film?
I want to direct a film of my own where I'm not acting in it, for fact, but I've wanted to direct an episode of Shameless for years, but I just turned 18, so now there's actual possibility of it happening. John Wells, please.
Put it out there.
I know. I've shadowed some of the directors on set before.
Oh, so that's awesome.
It's an amazing experience. On days I'm not working, I'll go in and watch. I'll sit next to John Wells at Video Village and just watch the way he's dominating the set in such a positive and empowering and such a collaborative, creative way. And his visions, he's just genius. All of our directors are. All of the people I've worked with, I've been so lucky.
Yeah. Okay, so last question to you. What was the first movie you saw that inspired you to be an actress?
Mary Poppins. I can quickly say that. Mary Poppins. It's funny, my mother always tells the story. We went through maybe 7 or 8 VHRs. This
VHSs?
I was like a baby when I was watching that, but we went through like 4 or 5 of them because I just kept begging my mom to play it again, and I wanted to play Jane. Like, she was like my first, I wanted to be Jane.
Yeah.
And Mary Poppins.
Excellent, excellent. Can you sing?
No, I'm the one threat. I can't sing, I can't dance. I call myself the one threat.
The one threat. That's awesome.
Me.
Emma Kenney, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you on Roseanne.
Yay. And more Shameless.
And more Shameless.
Bye. Thank you.